scholars, welcome to my school channel. So right now in this channel, we'll be tackling the JAMB past question for the subject English Language 2012. Please do not go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school channel. So right now in this channel we'll be tackling question 1 to 20. However, question 1 to 4 comes with a passage, so I'd advise you pause this video and click on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website. There you can have access to the complete passage, or you can as well pause this video as it is being displayed on the screen. And do not forget to read carefully. The aim is to read for a better understanding. Now moving on to question 1. From the passage, one can say that all the ethnic groups have, option A, different traditional religion with some elements of similarities, option B, completely different religious practices, option C, the same traditional religion, option D, the same religious manifestation with common deities. The answer to this question is option A. If you've read this passage, you see that the passage is talking about religion, and it talks about Nigerian traditional religion and their practices, the way they practice the traditional religion. And we see that in paragraph 2 of this passage, we see that ethnic groups have different religion, but with some similarities. And what are these similarities? There's a supreme god with lesser gods, and then they believe in spirits and ancestors, and then we have man who relates to them directly or indirectly. So this is what the passage is all about, and this is what paragraph 2 explains. So option A is the answer to this question. Question 2. According to the first paragraph, Nigerians believe that the option A, supernatural and natural world coexist, option B, natural and supernatural worlds antagonistic, option C, supernatural world control natural world, option D, supernatural world exploits the natural world. The answer to this question is option C, supernatural world control natural world. Now in this passage we've learned that Nigerians believe in the supernatural world, and this world is occupied by beings that are the sources of knowledge of good and evil. And we also learned from this passage that they watch over us and they judge us. Now this is controlling in nature, and so therefore option C is the answer to this question. Question 3. Traditional religion has waned in Nigeria to the option A, influence of Islam over border, option B, influence of Christianity over location, option C, influence of non-traditional religion, option D, decline of interest in traditional religions. The answer to this question is option C, influence of non-traditional religion. Now, why is this so? Now, in this passage, we've learned that the Hausa tradition has gradually declined as a result of the influence of Islam, and we've also learned in the passage that the Igbo traditional religion has gradually declined also as a result of Christianity, the influence of Christianity. These are two non-traditional religions. Now, the influence of this non-traditional religion has led to the wane of the traditional religion. That has led to the decrease or the decline of traditional religion. Now, this is what it means. So, option C is the correct answer to this question. Question 4. Which factor is common to the religions as mentioned in the passage? Option A, prayer only, option B, divination, option C, sack, option D, ritual. The answer to this question is divination. According to the passage, we've learned that divination is the discovery of what is unknown or yet to happen by supernatural beings. So this is a common factor or element in traditional worshippers. Okay, they always want to know what is happening. They always want to have solutions or seek for solutions to their problem, and this is a common element in traditional worship. So option B, divination, is the answer to this question. Question 5 to 9 comes with a different passage, so I advise you repeat the process by pausing this video and clicking on the link in the description below. It takes you to the Myschool website. There you can have a complete access to the passage, or you pause this video as it is being displayed on the screen. So moving on to question 5. It can be inferred from the passage that option A, Nigerians have access to foreign books only. Option B, Nigerian undergraduates do not read textbooks. Option C, Nigerians read foreign and indigenous books alike. Option D, Nigerians read mostly foreign books. Now the answer to this question is option D, Nigerians read mostly foreign books. And we can find this in the first paragraph of this passage. We see that Nigerians concentrate more on foreign books than the indigenous books. So option D is the correct answer to this question. Question 6. The reason for lack of indigenous books in most renowned bookshops, according to the passage, is option A, Nigerians prefer reading foreign books. Option B, foreign books attract more buyers. Option C, indigenous books are sometimes not available. Option D, the low quality of indigenous books. Now the answer to this question is option B, foreign books attract more buyers. Now in this passage, we also discovered that in paragraph 1, that booksellers will stock their shops with foreign books because there is higher demand for them. So option B is the correct answer to this question. Do not forget that you can take practice questions with our simulated JAMB CBT past questions, and all you need to do is you click on the link in the description below. It takes you to my school website. There you can download my school mobile app for your Android phones and my school software for your computers and laptops. Please go ahead and download and start practicing. Moving on to question 7, the expression that earned her the award is profoundly gripping, as used in the passage, means that the book is option A, highly interesting and captures attention. Option B, is of high quality to the writer. Option C, attracts many indigenous and foreign readers. Option D, is widely acknowledged by many authors. Now the answer to this question is option C, attracts many indigenous and foreign readers. In the context of this expression, we see that option C best suits this. It's the best answer to this question because this is talking about the book. It is profoundly gripping. The book is profoundly gripping. Out of a Yellow Sun, this is the book in question, and it is profoundly gripping. That is, it has great effect on people. It has great stronghold on people. A lot of people are attracted to this book, and a lot of people were interested in this book. So the answer to this question is option C, attracts many indigenous and foreign readers. I believe you are enjoying this content. If yes, do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and then tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos. Question 8. The university science lecturer gives his reason for issuing handouts as option A, lack of teaching aids among students. Option B, low purchasing power. Option C, low quality of books. Option D, lack of sufficient time. The answer to this question is option B, low purchasing power, and we can find this in the last paragraph of this passage. Now, according to the lecturer issued handout because libraries do not have book, and libraries do not have book because currency has been devalued. Now, what is purchasing power? Purchasing power is the amount of money that you can use to get purchase services or goods with a unit of currency. So if there is low purchasing power, that means the amount of services or goods that can be purchased with a unit of currency will be very low. That is, it will not be much, it will be of less quantity. Okay, it will not be much. So option B is the answer to this question because the library could not get books into the library. They could not buy books, they could not afford to buy books in the library because currency has been devalued. So the answer to this question is option B, low purchasing power. Question 9. A suitable title for this passage is option A, Nigerian literary writers. Option B, Nigerian publishers and international awards. Option C, poor reading culture in Nigeria. Option D, why Nigerian lecturers sell handouts. Now the answer to this question is poor reading culture in Nigeria. Now why is this so? Now if you read the passage, you will see that the introductory part explains this subject matter. Okay, it gives an introduction of this subject matter about poor reading habits of Nigerians, and then the writer further develops this subject matter in subsequent paragraphs. So the answer to this question is option C because this subject matter was emphasized in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 and in paragraph 3. The passages or the paragraph reflects this subject matter throughout. So the answer to this question is option C, poor reading culture in Nigeria. Question 10 to 14 comes with another passage, so I advise you repeat the process by pausing this video and clicking on the link in the description below, which takes you to the Myschool website. There you can have access to the full passage, or you can pause this video as it is being displayed on the screen. Do not forget to read properly. Now moving on to question 10, the attitude of the writer of the passage can best be described as option A, objective, option B, critical, option C, non-committal, option D, emotional. The answer to this question is critical. Why is it critical? When something is critical, it is analytical, or it explains a concept to form a judgment. Okay, when something is critical, it also includes objectivity. So the answer is critical. And why is this passage critical? When you read this passage, you see that it talks about not having to make mistakes before we learn. Okay, we can learn by seizing opportunities. So the answer to this question is option B, critical. Question 11, it can be deduced from the passage that option A, all experiences are best teachers, option B, learning through pain is better, option C, experience is superior to wisdom, option D, wise thoughts are more desirable than experience. The answer to this question is option D, wise thoughts are more desirable than experience. In the passage, we learned that it is important to learn by wisdom rather than learning by experience. So it is of much more gain to learn by wisdom than experience. So the answer to this question is option D. Question 12. Which of the following statement is true according to the passage? Option A, man must make mistake in order to survive. Option B, the totality of our actions should be decided by our judgment. Option C, if we do not make mistakes, experience must be our teacher. Option D, our future will be judged by our past mistakes. Now, the answer to this question is option B. This is the only statement that is true according to the passage. The totality of our actions should be decided by our judgment. That is, the totality of our actions should be decided by our decisions, our judgments. According to the passage, it says that the totality of our life is as a result of our decisions, and our future will be determined by the decisions we make. So the answer to this question is option B. Question 13. According to the passage, we must be disciplined to option A, make experience our best teacher in reality. Option B, learn from our experiences in future. Option C, choose the learning opportunity that comes our way. Option D, decide against making experience our teacher. Now the answer to this question is option D, decide against making experience our teacher. Now from this context, we have learned that the disciplinary measure is directed towards avoiding making mistakes. We need to discipline ourselves to avoid making mistakes. We should not be spontaneous about it, just doing it the way we like, but we should seize opportunity to learn, to acquire wisdom, to do better. It's a conscious thing. We must consciously develop ourselves instead of just doing it anyhow and making mistakes. So this writer does not support making mistakes our teacher. Or learning from our experience. What he's trying to say is learn, be very good at it, and so that you do not make unnecessary mistakes. So option D is the answer to this question. Question 14. The phrase a complete and wholehearted devotion as used in the passage means option A, acting without doubt. Option B, learning with tension. Option C, learning without pain. Option D, teaching with ease. The answer to this question is option A. Now, according to the passage, the writer says it will take more than a decision to avoid making mistakes. And what will it take? A complete and wholehearted devotion. This is determination. And acting without doubt is embedded in determination, okay? It is a devotion. So option A is the correct answer to this question. Do not forget that you can ask as many questions as possible by using the link provided in the description below. Just click on this link, it takes you to the Myschool website. There you can ask as many questions as possible and solutions will be provided to you within a short period of time. Now moving on to question 15. Answer the following question below and select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. Hardworking students must not have a finger in every pie at school. Option A, hardworking students must not have a role to play in most activities in the school. Option B, only hardworking students must participate in all activities in the school. Option C, hardworking students do not participate in all activities in the school. Option D, hardworking students must ask others to participate in school activities. Now the answer to this question is option A. Now why is this so? The idiom "have a finger in every pie at school" means that to be involved in a large or varied number of activities. To be involved in a large or varied number of activities. Varied means different number of activities. So hardworking students must not be involved in a large or varied number of activities. That's what it means. Now, what's the interpretation? It is option A. Hardworking students must not have a role to play in most. So they cannot have a role to play in most, but they can have a role to play in few or some. But most of it, they should not have a role to play in it. Okay, it's as opposed to option C. Hardworking students do not participate at all, and this is different. Okay, it says that they must not participate in large or different number of activities. So option A is the answer to this question. If you have better steps, explanation, or solutions to any of those questions, feel free to use the comment section below. Indicate the question and the solutions you would like to share. Question 16. The Vice Chancellor is riding the crest of the last quarter of his administration. Option A. The Vice Chancellor enjoys the acknowledgement of the success of his administration. Option B. The Vice Chancellor does not enjoy the people's criticism of his administration. Option C. The Vice Chancellor hopes to overcome sooner the poor comments on the administration. Option D. The Vice Chancellor does not talk of his success in the office. Now, the answer to this question is option A. The Vice Chancellor enjoys the acknowledgement of the success of his administration. Riding the crest means to enjoy or to be experiencing a joyous or successful situation or event. So the answer to this question is option A. The Vice Chancellor enjoys the acknowledgement of the success of his administration. Question 17. She was absolved by the court from the charge. Option A. She was convicted for the charge. Option B. She was blamed and charged to court. Option C. Her case was resolved by the court. Option D. She was declared free from the charge. The answer to this question is option D. She was declared free from the charge. What's the meaning of absolved? Absolved means to be declared free from a guilt. So option D is the answer to this question. Question 18. The landlord is fond of throwing his weight about. Option A. The landlord likes healthy exercise. Option B. The landlord is overweight. Option C. The landlord gives orders to people. Option D. The landlord is respected by his tenants. The answer to this question is option C. The landlord gives orders to his people. Now, fond of throwing his weight means to use your position unfairly to get what you want or for your own advantage. So the answer to this question is the landlord gives orders to people. So this is an implied meaning. So when you use your position unfairly to get what you want, you give orders to people, being the landlord of the house. So the answer to this question is option C. Question 19. The company ought to have issued warrants for 1 billion shares. Option A. The company has issued 1 billion shares. Option B. The management expected the company to issue more than 1 billion shares. Option C. Members of the company bought less than 1 billion shares. Option D. The company did not issue 1 billion shares. The answer to this question is option D. The company did not issue 1 billion shares. Now, what does ought to have means? Ought to have means it is necessary to do something, or it's a good thing to do something, but it has not been done. Okay, that is what it means. So the company did not issue 1 billion shares, but it is necessary to do that, or it is a good thing to do that. But when you see other options, it contradicts the context of the statement. A company has issued 1 billion shares. No, the company has not issued. The management expected the company to issue more than. Okay, this context is not more than, it is just 1 billion shares. Members of the company, it didn't say anything about members of the company. It's just saying the company, and it said bought less than 1 billion shares. It is not less than 1 billion shares. It is just 1 billion shares. So option D is the answer to this question. Question 20. He needed not to have played in the position of quarterback in volleyball. Option A. He participated in the game in his unusual position. Option B. Nobody expected him to have participated in the game. Option C. He wanted to play in a position other than the ones he was offered. Option D. Someone did not want him to play in the position that he played. The answer to this question is option A. He participated in the game in his unusual position. Now, what this means generally is that he did not have to play in the position of quarterback in the ball. So he did not have to have played in the position in which he played. He played in the wrong position, or he played in an unusual position. So he shouldn't have played in that particular position. So option A is the correct answer to this question. We've come to the end of this wonderful segment, and I believe you enjoyed it. Please do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and then tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos.